Okay, so this is a tutorial for using the VLE as for blogging and writing our Indian stories on. I'm going to go through the basics of logging on and everything right from the beginning, and then I'll be showing you how to create a new topic, how to then write your Indian stories in that topic, and then how to post comments on other people's topics so as you can help them to improve their stories and encourage them in their writing. So when you get to the Sir John Moore VLE, you'll get a screen that looks like this. If you can't get to Sir John Moore VLE, if you type into Google Sir John Moore VLE, it's normally the first hit. So that's a great way of finding it. What you'll need to do is log in using your login in just over here on the right hand side. If you don't know where your login is, it should be in either your homework diary or in your homework book. So you should have no problems with that. Once you've logged in, you'll then need to click on the Our Classes tab, which is just here. And then you'll need to go on. We'll look at the next slide to see what you need to do next. Once that's done, this little tab thing will pop up like this. Click on the Elms tab just here. Now you click on the Elms tab, the screen should change to look a bit like this. If you look to the left hand side over here, you can see the blog Indian Myths and Legends. The next thing you need to do is click on that to get to the Indian Myths and Legends blog. You should then end up on a screen that looks a little bit like this. Here we can see we've got the different topics, and they're the different stories that we'll be writing. Now I've started writing one called Hanuman and his Monkey Troop, and there's a little bit of an explanation of what it's about. To set up your own story, you'll need to click on this button just here, which will be to start your own new topic. Okay, super. Once you've clicked on that, you'll end up on a screen a little bit like this. What you need to do is put a title here for your topic. So that'll be your what your story is. So I wrote about Hanuman and his monkey troop, so I've put that in there. And you just need to write a synopsis of what your story is going to be about. So maybe a bit like you'd find a blurb on the back of a book. Not the story itself, but just something so as people will want to click on the topic when it appears in the topics section of the blog. So here you can see I filled in the topic name. I've written a little bit about what it is. So here you can read about the exploits of Hanuman and his band of monkeys. They live in the deepest, darkest jungles of India, and they rob from the rich to give to the poor. Check out all their adventures here. If I wanted to, I could edit the text a bit more. I could maybe put a picture in using this button here, or add some colour or to the topic as well if I really wanted to make it interesting. But I'm just going to leave it nice and plain for now so it's clear to read. Once I've done that, I need to make sure that I click on the save button down here. The first time you do it won't be a save button, it'll say add topic. I'll show you what that looks like on the next slide, in fact. So here's what it looks like. You got your add, it says add topic rather than save. It would say save if you want to change it afterwards. If you go into edit it afterwards, but that's what it looks like. Add topic in the corner there. Super. So you've now created your topic, and it should appear in the blog like this. So it'll be a new topic. The box will be red because it will be a new post. If it's white, then there haven't been any new posts on it. If you decide you want to change what you've written here, you can click on the edit button here to change it afterwards, but we don't want to do that. So what you want to do instead is click on the title bit, Hanuman and his monkey troop, to take you into the topic, and once we get in there, that's where we can start writing the story. So now you're in your topic and it'll look a little bit like this. You'll see your title again and the description you put there. Underneath it'll say info and post, and that's where your posts will appear when you start writing your story. Now what you need to do is click on the add post button, and then you'll go to the screen where you can write your story. Okay, and I'll show you what that looks like next. So what happens is you'll end up on a screen that looks almost the same as when you first made the topic. It looks exactly the same. So once again, you need a title here, and then you should put your story in down here. Now what I suggest is that you write your story in another document such as Microsoft Word and then paste it in afterwards. This is just so as if something goes wrong and you lose your work on the post, you won't have lost it. You'll still have a copy on your computer somewhere else, and you can just paste it in again, and there'll be no tears. Once you've pasted it in here, you can do other neat things like add pictures by clicking on this button here, or add coloured text, or coloured backgrounds and things. You can mess about with those if you want to, but it's not necessary. All I really want is your writing. So hopefully you'll end up with a story, something like this that we've got here. Nice paragraphs, nice sentences, best writing you've done. Best writing you've done. And after you've done that, we need to save it. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to scroll down a little bit, and I'll show you what that looks like on the next page. So you've finished your story, and you're happy that it's exactly how you want. You've scrolled down, and what you need to do is make sure you click this button here that says post. Okay, it's just here. Once you've done that, your story will be posted, other people will be able to see it and make comments on it and everything. You can go back and edit it later, I'll show you how to do that. But once it's posted, that's when other people will be able to see it and start giving you feedback for your work. So once you click that post button, you should end up on a screen a little bit like this. As you can see, you've got your post here, you've got your title and everything. You've still got the description of what the topic's about. And you can do several things once you're on here. The first thing is there's a bin here. If you click on that, you'll delete your post, so please don't do that. We want to see your stories. Next to it is this little pen and paper. If you click on that button, it'll take you back to the screen where you first wrote your story, and you can make any changes. You might want to make changes after a comment someone said. If they said, oh, you should include more adverbs, you could go in and add some adverbs, and it showed that you'd responded to the comment and improved your writing, which would be really excellent. So once you've done that, though, you have to make sure you scroll back down and click the edit the post button so as it can change it. I'll just show you what that looks like in a second. The other thing that people can do, and you can do this on other people's topics as well, is click reply to post, and then you'll be able to make a comment about their work. So you could say what you thought about it, what was good about it, what you think could make it even better. Well, I'll just go back and show you what that editing button looks like. So editing a text looks exactly the same as when you first wrote it. The only difference is instead of saying post topic, it says edit post in the bottom here. So once you've done your editing, you need to make sure you click edit post, or the changes won't happen that you've done. And then you'll go back to the screen and it will be changed just like you said in the first place. So that's really good. Right, after this I'll tell you how to post on other people's topics. So you've finished writing your story and you're wanting to see what other people have written, and you see this one, you think, oh, Hannah Man and his Monkey Troop, that looks like an interesting story to read. Mr. Davies, I bet it's really good. So you decide, you just click on it here and you'll be able to read it, okay? And that'll take you to the next screen. So you've just clicked on the story you wanted to read. You'll get to a screen a bit like this. Read the story. and you think it's really good, but you have a few comments to make, so you're going to click on the reply post button down here, which is just this bit here. I'm just highlighting it there. Once you click on that, you'll end up on a screen that looks a little bit like this on the next slide. So you'll end up on a screen just like this, just like when you wrote the story and when you wrote your topic. It looks exactly the same. You can write a title. The title will appear which says reply to how Hanneman came to live in the jungle. You may as well keep that the same because you are replying to how Hanneman came to live in the jungle. Then I've written a little comment, so great story, I love the Indian names you've chosen and I'm looking forward to the next part. I think you could improve your writing if you used a few more adverbs. So I've said something positive that I thought was good about it, and I've given them a tip to how they could improve their writing. Once you've done that, you need to scroll down again and you need to click on a button at the bottom, which I'll show you. So here you can see I've scrolled down and the button at the bottom now says post. If I click that, the comment I've made will appear underneath the story and other people will be able to read it. And they'll be able to respond to that post as well, or they'll be able to make further responses to the story. And I'll just show you what that looks like on the next screen. So what you'll end up with is a screen just like this. So you've still got the story here, but what you do have is your reply. It's a great story, I love the Indian names, and you can see, and the other person will be able to see that and respond to your feedback. So they can either reply to your post here, or other people can still reply to the original post about the story. And that's it really. So just remember the rules of being safe on the internet. Obviously don't post your password or anything silly like that on these blogs. Be polite and pleasant to each other and have fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what stories you write, and I'm planning on adding a few updates to my story throughout the half term at least anyway. So you know, at least have that to look at and laugh at me about that. Alright, have fun, Elms, and I'll see you after half term.